Hello, how are you? Another day, another show. Uh, I'm wearing grey. Why am I wearing grey? I'm wearing grey because my wife told me today is the sixth day of the uh, Durga Puja or Navratri, and today is when Saraswati comes, and grey is her color. I don't know much about this. So, my wife is my boss, and for the last 5 days, she's been doing her pujas, and every day there has been a color. Yesterday, I think, was yellow. So I'm not very. It's not my area of strength. So I go by what my wife tells me and I follow it. It's a beautiful tradition. It's a lovely tradition, especially if you go in areas where they have celebrate this Navratri and Durga Puja big time. The whole area is color coded and it looks really very nice, very beautiful. Traditions and rituals are such an important part of anything in life. You know, they make it so rich, they make it so beautiful. I find it very difficult when people question traditions and rituals. You don't want to believe in it, it is fine. But there's a whole ecosystem that lives off it, and you have to respect it. And I find this whole 9 days extremely fascinating. Though I don't go for garba, varba, and all that. I haven't been to a pandal yet in my life. But I like the energy. The energy is very beautiful. You call the Bongs, they are happy. You call the Gujaratis, they are happy. You call the South Indians, they are happy. They have their own form of Navratri. So everyone has their own little cut and interpretation on it. Who are we to question it? Correct? We are not here to question it. We are either we participate and enjoy it, or if you don't want to participate, chill and get out of the way. Why am I saying all this? You know why? The reason I'm saying this is when we were growing up, uh, one of the movies that we lived off, my family and me, and my dad made it a point to ensure that we saw it once in a couple of years, was Fiddler on the Roof. Fiddler on the Roof was possibly one of the greatest movies ever made. And if you haven't watched it, please watch it. Uh, it's very nice. And I'm not putting it in the context of the new age. I'm just talking from a plot that celebrates tradition so beautifully. Every frame has got some story about the tradition of that village. The milkman, the cobbler, the fisherman, the tailor. It's so beautiful. You know, when you start disrespecting this stuff is when things start falling apart. If you look at some of the largest sporting brands, take Wimbledon. Wimbledon is huge. Wimbledon is fantastic. And in Wimbledon, you can only wear white. Now, you may be God, you may be whatever you are, but the dress code for Wimbledon is white. It's a tradition. You don't like it, don't participate. But if you participate, this is the way it's going to be. Football clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man U, they have cult following. Why do they have cult following? Is because they have been practicing certain rituals and traditions over years. A Liverpool fan is a Liverpool fan, a Man U fan is a Man U fan, a Real Madrid fan is a Real Madrid fan. Why do these things happen so beautifully? Is because there are a bunch of people who don't mess with this, whether they are in power or not in power. Uh, I'm watching the current World Cup, and some of the things that you watch during I love watching cricket, so I'm watching the World Cup. I don't go to the ground very often, but yeah, I love watching it. Some of the things you're seeing are very incorrect. Cricket was a sport that was got into this country by the Maharajas. They patronized, they funded it, they took care of it, and they nurtured it. It's because of the Maharajas that India has got cricket. Which is why, if you look at it, many states have two teams, three teams. Look at Gujarat, they have Saurashtra and Gujarat and Baroda. Basically, three Maharajas had their own three teams, and they continue to be so even today. Hyderabad had two teams, Hyderabad and Andhra. Uh, so these are all traditions. You can't, there's no logic, no science to it. They just happen. You live with it. What is happening in the World Cup is a lot of traditions are being broken. One, I think the primary tradition that's being broken is the respect between the fan and the cricketer. The kind of language, the kind of rhetoric, the kind of insult that is being meted out to cricketers is absolutely incorrect. I mean, it's completely wrong. You don't do stuff like that. Even in a Brazil Argentina football match, they boo, they heckle, but they don't abuse. What's happening in India is wrong, absolutely wrong. People in the administration are now sporting the official Indian jersey, cricket jersey. You can't wear it. You may be whatever you are. You run the sport, good for you. You come and you go. But you cannot wear that uniform. That is meant only for the cricketers, only for people who earn the cap of playing for India. You are that special 11 who get a chance to wear it. I when I used to play cricket, uh, there was an administrator called Raj Singh Dungarpur. Okay, many of you won't know him and all of you who know him will know who he was. He was the Maharaja from Dungarpur. He's the man who built Indian cricket from scratch. When Dungarpur came on the ground, the whole world stood up. That's the kind of respect he had. He was revered. He was like God. I still remember there was a Moinatullah match going on in Hyderabad in Gymkhana, and Dungarpur decided to visit that match. He came, and as a kid, I must be 10, 12 years, 13, 14 those days, playing junior cricket. He came and he sat in one corner of the field watching the match. There was no shusha, there was no noise. Uh, People like that ran the sport, full of grace, full of class. Uh, what is happening today is incorrect because as leaders, if you conduct yourself in a certain way, uh, people follow it. And what's happening in the World Cup is wrong at so many levels. Uh, you don't do stuff like that. I still remember Sunil Gavaskar's very famous line. Sunil Gavaskar was asked by a commentator during a match commentary break to come on the ground. He says, "No, I am not a cricketer anymore. I'm a commentator. I will come on the edge where I'm supposed to stand and talk professionally. Beyond that, I don't enter because that is not my space anymore." This is Sunil Manohar Gavaskar, one of the greatest and the finest cricketers India has ever produced. That's the way he respects it. That's the way you respect tradition. That's the way you respect class. There are protocols, there are unwritten rules. They have to be followed. You cannot mess around like the way protocols are being messed around in this current tournament. Uh, I don't know. I'm just ranting because I'm a sportsman. I love this game. We have teams from all over the world here. They are our guests. They've come here to play. They will play and they will go back. And when they go back, you'll have 25 people from a team carrying back memories of their visit to the subcontinent. There cannot be a better tourism campaign than that. It is the best tourism campaign. And you can't show your dirt, ugly side to them. It's not correct. What happened in Ahmedabad was wrong. I don't agree with all the song and dance before the event, uncalled for. But it's okay. Someone wants to do it, let them do it. But what happened to the match was not correct. I am not on Mickey Arthur's side, where he complained about fan following for the Indian team. That's what you face. If you're in India, you'll have 1 lakh people in the ground. 99,998 will support India. 2 may support you. Good for you. That's the way it is. But you can't complain about that. I'm not talking about what Mickey Arthur said. I'm talking about what the fans did to the cricketers. I just think we still have the tournament left. There's some more matches left. If sense prevails, tell the administrators to talk to the fans. Tell the cricketers, Indian cricketers, because the Indian cricketers are the host. I think Virat has done a fantastic job when there was some issue during the Afghanistan match. Things like this need to happen. You need to fix the problem then and there. And these are traditions that will be carried by the generation that's following you, the young cricketers who are watching all this, who are going to learn all this. They don't want to learn nonsense. They want to learn good things. When we were growing up, we were watching cricketers like Pataudi, ML Jaisima. These were our heroes, Abid Ali. You looked at them and learned. You learned how to walk, you learned how to talk. half the cricketing world puts up their collars and walks because ML Jaisimha should do it. Uh, and it is all ritualistic. You can't change it. You can't. It is the way it is. I remember still as a youngster watching a benefit match that was played for ML Jaisimha in Hyderabad. In those days, cricketers weren't so rich. So, as a tradition, there used to be something called a benefit match. And most big cricketers participated in the benefit match so that the retiring cricketer could earn a little bit of money. And this was very common those days. It doesn't happen anymore, but those days it was very common. And I've seen the whole Pakistan team next to me, from Imran Khan downwards. They all came, they all played for no cost. It was ML Jaisimha's benefit match. It was beautiful. There was a souvenir released. Now that used to be a tradition earlier. I wish it comes back. I wish people like Tendulkar, Virat, play some matches for cricketers who haven't made it big. Uh, Let them make some money because cricket is a very thankless sport. Either you make it big and you make a lot of money, or you don't make it at all and you don't make money at all. It is a 0-1 game. So these things have to come back, and administrators who are running the sport in the country must stop seeing it like a golden goose who's laying eggs for them. They must start investing back in traditions, rituals, practices that made this sport what it is, that made this sport what it is globally. It's the face of this country. It is what we love, we adore. It's like a religion. As much as I'm wearing grey today for Durga Puja, I would wear blue when I watch the Indian cricket team because it's a religion to me. And don't mess with it because religions have rituals and religions have practices. Only a pujari can do certain things, and the 11 of the guys on the field are pujaris. You can't be a pujari because you're not entitled for it, nor are you trained for it. So, yeah, my bit for the day, it's a little bit of a rant, but I have a platform, I'm saying it. Everyone who loves sport, uh, kindly share the same kind of sentiment. Share it with your friends and family so that the rest of the World Cup goes off well and we play great host and we send back the team with great memories. Uh, Thank you very much. Enjoy tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's a fantastic game. In fact, even today is a great game. So let's see how it goes. All the best. Thank you very much.